Cheers and welcome my friends, I'm Horath and I'm going to answer the question, how defensive can you really be in Stellaris 2.0, or let's just say how viable is a defensive playstyle. So to find this out, I've gone for a very optimized build for this defensive playstyle. I have started with a life-seeded civilization, which gives me a 25 size Gaia world. I have the inward perfection, which boosts my unity, growth speed, pop happiness, all that kind of stuff. And then I've taken the 10% mineral increase after a while. I'm the xenophobe, pacifist, spiritualist with the empire government, and this is my empire. Now, if you have a look at a conventional empire that borders us, I have like census with these guys. We have 11k. We have 40k, let's just say that comes to about 50. And then they have another fleet over here, which gives them 14. So let's say these guys have 65,000 fleet power. Now let's have a look at my northern defense station. This is not even a fully upgraded one. I mean, this is a special situation because it is a pulsar, which completely removes all shield stuff, and I'm actually kind of a bit miffed that even though there is a pulsar in here, that station is still loading up very heavily on shields. This could be a much better station if I could design these on my own, but nope, that just happens automatically. I mean, it takes away some busy work, but I'd rather be able to like design these myself. But oh well, it has 28 stations that have been designed for this kind of scenario, so but they don't even have the best level of armor at this point. I'm in 2354, so I should have probably pushed for armor and stuff, but I prioritized other things. But even so, one of these stations has like 3,600 hull points. I mean, they're getting some from the crystal-infused hull plating, and it has 1,300 armor, and does 90 damage. We have 28 of these bad boys, through a combination of having the rare tech that allowed us to go for the defense grid supercomputer, which allows us to slap 8 additional defense platforms on them, and the Eternal Vigilance, which gives star bases plus 25 damage, defense platforms plus 25 damage, and allows us to put another 5 on those defense platforms. This station has a whopping 139,000 hull points, 40,000 armor points, and yeah, no shield points, obviously. It would have, if we have a look at the Southern Bastion, which is like built out the same, but with optimized stations as well, you can see that it gets about 10,000 shield points that we're not getting in the up north. It's not that bad that we're not getting those shields because the other guys are not getting it either, but it would be kind of nice to have the ability to go for fully specialized builds. So this also has 140,000 hull points. This is the highest level, Citadel level. These are the defensive stations of those guys. So yeah, level 4 shields, level 3 armor, some capacitors, some regenerative hull tissue, because I thought that would be like giving us a little bit more staying power. I'm not sure if these are 100% optimal designs, probably not. There's definitely more power possible if you like go for endgame tags and boost the components on these guys. But I mean, I just wanted to make that point. Even in like systems that have unupgraded outposts, because I have that Eternal Vigilance thing, I can slap 8 defense platforms on those guys, 3 as a base and then 5 additional ones, which makes my space rather gnarly to attack. Like if you remember that neighbor of mine, I mean, he's not hostile, but even a system with an unupgraded starbase has 5% of his military power. So yeah, he can probably take Northern Bastion if he throws his whole fleet at it. Maybe not, if he doesn't have optimized builds and is also only using an armor-only build. I noticed that I have no fleet in this thing. I really wanted to just go only for defense. No one has attacked me so far, because no one dares. He can take that station, and then he can go into that system. And then he can have the same fun with that one, and all the while his war exhaustion is racking up. And once he's done, once he's arrived in my main system, he gets another 17k. And yeah, once he's done, once he's exhausted, I just come back, I take back those systems, and then I kick him out. So I think that defensive play is actually very well worth the while now, especially if you can get like chokeholds. I mean, I've been very lucky with that starting position because I could just go here, close it off, go here, close it off, and then settle my little area and be at peace with my 25-tile Gaia planet. I have a couple of habitats after I've unlocked all the traditions, which is pretty nifty. I mean, I'm also, since I'm a xenophobe, I get some boosts to my defensive platforms. I have the purity traditions, which normally you don't have if you're not xenophobes, and this gives me like a 10% buff to Starbase hull points. And then the Supremacy Tradition also have a change thing over here, Armed Deterrence, which gives me more defense platform hull points and reduces their costs. That's actually very useful. And then, yeah, I have the Eternal Vigilance. But all in all, I mean, these are not buffs that you cannot live without. So even if you don't have these, your stations are going to be pretty beefy if you really concentrate on it. And I can afford that level of protection as well. Like, I have all these systems upgraded, even the ones that don't have any star bases, apart from that arm, because no one's going to care about that. But yeah, any way someone attacks me, they have to go through at least 2 stations before they reach my capital system. They gotta go either through the northern or through the southern bastion. And then they gotta go through one of these habitat systems with all the defensive platforms. And otherwise I can just have my fleet waiting in Eye of Horath and then come out once they're weak. Or even help the stations defend, which is probably preferable, because that increases your chance to win. So yeah, I think defensive play, definitely very worthwhile if you really make an optimized build for it. I haven't really fought an endgame crisis with that kind of build. I'm not quite there yet. I'm going to try to do that and then probably reevaluate. But as far as I've seen, defensive is a very viable strategy now in Stellaris 2.8. Hope that video helped you. If it did, then you can leave a like. If it didn't, then tell me why in the comments. Leave any questions, any other stuff that you want to know, or strategies that you have found that help you defend better. And if you want to see more of me stuffs, Let's Play series, or more tutorials, more info videos for Stellaris, then please consider subscribing. Thanks. Bye-bye.